Do we have anything on decimals? Probably not.
No.
Under decimals, what is that little decimal thing there? If you have a number that looks like this, 3.46, this little period thing there we call the decimal. The decimal. Now what does that mean, ladies and gentlemen? You've got numbers in front of the decimal, which we deal with all the time. And then we've got numbers on the right side behind the decimal that we do a little bit, but not so much there. What do those mean? Lydia?
It's not a whole number.
Okay, it's not a whole number. It's actually a part of a number, yes. Okay. Aiden?
3 46
Well, unfortunately, it's actually 4600, but you're getting close there. The first place after the decimal is called the tenths place. And people get confused by that because the decimal kind of is a mirror image of the numbers to the left. I mean, like, if, let's say I put a 4 or 3 here, you know, this is the tens place and this is the ones place, so I think people think there should be a ones place, but there's not. It starts with the tenths place, and then the next place over there is the hundredths place. And we'll talk more in depth about how to say it, how to write it there. But the book kind of introduces you to decimals because you work with decimals all the time when you talk about money, which seems to be most people's hot topic as cases. Okay? When you talk about money, we write money in dollars and cents, and we use a decimal point. You know, if I use my $43.46, that is using a decimal. And if you think about it, you know, we have a coin. We've got a bunch of different coins, but a couple we're going to talk about today. We have a coin that cuts a dollar into 10 pieces. What coin do you know that is 1/10 of a dollar, or you need 10 of them to make a dollar? It's probably one of the most underrated coins of all time. You know, it's so small. Why it's smaller than all the rest of them, I don't know. What coin is it, Braden? It's a
dime.
Yeah, this is a dime. Okay, a dime. Okay, and then the last one there in our little money system there is that little 6 there. What coin do you need 100 of to make up there? Ethan, it's our penny. Okay, and that's a good way to remember, you know, those place values, because a penny is in that place right there. There are 6 of them. It's only 6/100ths of a dollar. I would love to start a campaign to get rid of pennies, because most people won't even bend over anymore to pick up a penny.
I do.
I do.
You say that now, but
I look at the
if you were really,
I'm
really
like,
tired,
oh.
you could probably.
I look at this tree.
Unless it's an older
Okay.
I collect cards.
Now, this does not, Leo, over here. Okay, you don't want to be thinking about quarters or nickels and all those, because those wouldn't be part of our decimal system, because decimals only work when you split things, when you cut things into tens or 100 10 pieces or hundreds of pieces or thousands of pieces. Multiples of 10 pieces. Otherwise, decimals really don't do us any good. Okay? Well, they will, you can't. And that's why we don't, when we measure in our American system, okay, we don't use decimal parts of an inch. Why? Because how do we cut an inch? What do we cut an inch into? Here's my inch. We cut inches into halves, and then we cut it into quarters, and then we cut it into eighths, and then we cut it into sixteenths. Nowhere there did we cut it into 10 pieces. If we did cut it into 10 pieces, our life would be a lot easier. Okay? If you had 0.5 of an inch, 0.5 of an inch is what fraction? And why? Because 5 cuts something into 10 pieces, it's 5/10 of an inch. What do we call 5/10 of an inch?
5 times half.
Yeah, it's half of an inch. Yeah, we use half of an inch to say that. Okay. If you ever go into drawing, though, into business world, if you ever want to be an architect or something, architectural people usually get rid of the whole 16th inch, and they actually do cut an inch into tenths. So when you go there, they'll measure things in tenths of inches or hundreds of inches or whatever, which is just, it's just a lot easier to work with decimals than it is to work with fractions, if you know anything about that. Let's see what kind of questions they might ask you. Here's a question: what is the place value if you have $6.24? What is the place value of the 4? You know, the 6 is in the units place or the ones place. The 4 is in, and here's where you have to be careful. The 4, Ethan, is in the. Okay, yeah, it's in the hundredths. Make sure, boys and girls, if it's after the decimal, it's going to end with a TH, because there's a big difference between the hundredths place, which would be out here, and the hundredths place, which is right there. Okay? And it's important for you to understand this. Here's my little demonstration on decimals. Because we can make decimals of any size. I mean, you can go on with decimals forever. If you look at pi up there, it's 3.141592, and it goes on forever and forever and ever. What you have to understand is this: the farther you get away from a decimal, the smaller a number is. Just like a dime is 10 cents, but a penny is only 1 cent. If we had money that had one more place in it, if by some chance our money system had 3 decimal places, how much would that be worth? Anybody know? That next place over would be the thousandths place, and it would take 1,000 of them to make $1. Or it would take 10 of them to make a penny. So for you to go in the store and buy a $1 candy bar, you would need, you'd need 1,000 of them. Could you imagine walking up to the lady and handing her a going to 1,000? So here's the demonstration. Here's one piece of paper, right? If I cut that one piece of paper into 10 equal pieces, I'll do my best to rip this as close as I can. Sometimes I should do this with scissors. Let's pretend this piece right here is 1/10. This would be 1/10 of what I started with. If I took my 10th piece and split it into 10 equal pieces and cut it, let's say it would be about this big right here, this would be 1/100th of what I started with, or 0.01. That's in the hundredths place. Just like a penny, it would take 100 pennies to make $1. Well, if by some chance I would take this and cut it into 10 equal pieces, that little piece right there is 1,000th of what I started with. Okay, so if I had this number here, 0.009, even if I had 9 of these, how big would it be? Not very big. It would be about almost the size I started when I ripped it off. So the farther digits get away from the decimal, the smaller they really stand for. And if I could cut this into 10 pieces, you know, it'd almost be the size of a speck, and that's about 1/10,000th, which is the next place over. But for right now, think about money when you think about decimals, and usually you kind of get it because, you know, a dime, there's 10 of them, so that's the 10th place, and pennies is 100, so that's the hundredths place.